Greetings everyone, this is IT2 again. We're into November. This is when the gaming season really kicks up, the TV season really kicks up, and everything kind of starts over. And I was thinking, like, what do I want to watch today? So I look on my computer, because I download all my TV shows and I watch them that way. So I don't actually see a lot of trailers, and I don't see a lot of commercials for stuff, but there's a lot of good shows. This new Dexter season just started out. There's that Dune movie that just came out. Curb Your Enthusiasm started up again. Both The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead are back on. And there's this new Day of the Dead, or Dawn of the Dead. It's a remake of one of those movies, but it's like a TV series. Haven't seen that yet. And instead of watching any of that stuff, which sounds amazing, I watched this show called Yellowjackets. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the episode 1. I may spoil a little bit, but it's just the first episode, so I don't know what happens during the whole season, but I'll tell you why I got into this show. So I was reading the synopsis for it, and I'm like, this doesn't sound good, but then I read a little bit more, and I'm like, oh, this sounds pretty fucking good. So I'll read you what I read. Yellowjackets follows a girls' high school soccer team. In 1975, the Dearborn High Yellowjackets became the first team in state history to qualify for the Girls' U.S. Soccer Championship Series in Manchester, New Hampshire. And at this point, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about that. What are you talking about? This sounds like shit. And then I started reading ahead because I saw a few key words that include me in this may be actually good. They never got the chance to compete. Equal parts survival epic, horror story, and pitch black coming of age. Yellowjackets tells the story of the unlucky survivors of a plane crash deep in the Ontario wilderness, chronicling their descent from a friendly cooperative team to warring cannibalistic clans. At the same time, it follows the lives they've attempted to piece back together nearly 25 years later, proving that the past has never really passed and what began out in the wilderness is far from over. What the fuck? So it's like Lord of the Flies meets Pretty Little Liars. And then also in the future, they're like trying to kill each other again. So it's maybe like Dexter or something in the future. I don't know. So I'm watching this show. And it stars Juliette Lewis, Christina Ricci, friend of the show, Sammy Hanratty. I've actually talked to her on Twitch. She used to do a Twitch stream for a while. She was on Shameless for a while. She was Carl's girlfriend on there. And I think she may have even mentioned something about Yellowjackets a while back. I don't know. But she plays this girl. Wait, that can't be right. She plays the girl who got her leg broke. They're playing soccer, and this one girl trips her and breaks her leg. I'm pretty sure that was her. But this says she plays Team Misty. And Misty in the show is the girl who's like the equipment manager. She's like not even a player. She's just kind of like the nerdy equipment manager who ends up at the end of the, like, you'll see that there's like these, it gets weird. It gets real weird. So it shows them like in the mountains, like they're killing a girl and they eat her and stuff, and they have like this weird like deer antler thing and like bear fur masks on. It's like a full cult, like a clan of like cannibals out in the wilderness, and the leader turns out to be that girl who's just like the nerdy equipment manager girl. That's what they show you at the end. So it's kind of like it flips it where, like, it shows you flashbacks of the girls after they survived the plane crash, the few that did survive, and then it flashes back to when they were in high school, 1996 or whatever, right before the plane crash. And then it shows little clips of, like, them when they're surviving the plane crash, like, hunting each other down as cannibals or whatever. I thought it was going to be like 80-20, 80% you're going to see the plane crash and, like, what's happening, kind of like Lost or something. And then maybe a few flashbacks to when they were normal. But it's kind of the opposite. It's like mostly when they were normal. And then also like flashbacks to the future 25 years later. And trying to like piece together who's who. So Juliette Lewis actually plays the girl. She's like a goth chick who's weirdly accepted by all the other girls. So she's like in this center for rehab kind of a place for drugs and sex and booze and stuff. So she gets out of the rehab center and she goes to this old storage unit she has with this car and a lever action rifle in the back. So she's gonna go like hunt down the other two girls that survived. And the other two girls was like this brunette chick who kind of accused the girl who broke the other girl's leg, and this lesbian half-black girl who's now running for a senator. So it kind of makes you think, like, she's running for a senator, she's probably like the one who was the leader of the cannibals and stuff. But no, it was that girl Misty. It was like the equipment manager. So it's like, and then it starts out with like all the popular kids are like, actually it starts out with a lot of masturbation. It starts out with a finger banging, and then there's a blowjob, and then there's that dark-haired girl when she's older, like using a dildo on herself. And once he gets all that stuff out of the way, then he gets into like the soccer championships, and they're going to finals, and then it's like they don't like the baseball team because they get more praise than the soccer team does. And then they have like this school party and stuff, and like the girls start fighting, and then it's kind of leads up to them on the plane on the trip over there. So I'm thinking episode 2 is probably going to like start from the crash and be like more like what I thought it was going to be. But it shows you these flashbacks to when they were in the mountains, like after the plane crashes, and like there's this girl running away, and then she falls into this pit of like stakes in the ground, like what do you call those? Like a Punjabi trap or something? What do you call those things? It starts with a P. I can't remember the name of it. But it makes you wonder, like, how in the fuck did all these girls like dig a trap? It's like probably 15, 20 feet deep. The spears were probably like 10 feet long each. And it was covered in like a layer of ice sheeting. Like, how did they do that? Like, it doesn't even make any sense. Like, how would you do that? And it also makes you wonder, like, if they're walking around with these like bear suits and deer antlers and stuff, that means they probably killed bears and deer. So why do they have to kill each other to eat? If they're strong enough to like hunt down game with, like, did they bring guns on this plane that they were going to a soccer championship with? How did they kill these bears? It doesn't make any sense. So I'm thinking this is going to be one of those shows that's like a really good premise, and then it goes off the rails real quick. But it caught my interest when it said warring cannibalistic clans, because that says like some Lord of the Flies, but they're older, and it seems really good. Kind of like that show, The 100, where they come down from space and then they start fighting each other and stuff. I don't know. I don't know what to think of this. So I'm going to keep my eyes on it. I don't know. Maybe you guys will be interested in something like that. I think there was more I was going to say, but I can't remember now. Anyway, check it out.